Ladies and gentlemen, today I am actually pretty excited right now because now is the time I'm finally going to do a video on one figure that I've been actually waiting for since August. Now, if you guys remember that I'm working on saving up Onslaught, and now I finally have him in my hand. Gonna bring the camera up just a little bit more. So today we're going to take a look over as the Transformers Age of the Prime Commander Class Combaticon Onslaught. Now before we continue on, you guys do me a little bit of quick favor, so I'll be right back. Hey you! Stop what you're doing! Like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and enjoy your day. So, I actually pre-ordered this at the Hasbro Pulse website. Yes, I actually did a pre-order on Hasbro Pulse. So, I'm actually pretty excited to have this in my collection. It actually came by, very early. I thought to myself that I thought I was gonna wait until it's actually come out. But yeah, I am recording this on August 2nd, so this video will probably gonna be very, very late. So yeah, and you can see right here the packaging. You can see Onslaught in his awesome artwork right here. You can see Onslaught in his vehicle mode, and the rest of the other Combaticons in the background. You got Vortex, Blastoff, Brawl right here, and Swindle, which I am still missing that figure. And you can see he is number 4 out of 5 of Bruticus. He transformed to 44 steps, ages 8 and up. Nothing in the top, you can see all the primed right there. Nothing on the bottom. You got one side, you can see Bruticus right here. On the other side, you can see the rest of the other primes right there at the back. And here's the back of the packaging showing off everything right here that you guys can see. And like I said, he can transform to 44 step, and he can combine with the rest of the other Combaticons. So yeah. So let's take a look over the figure, well, in his vehicle mode. So here it is, Onslaught in his vehicle mode. Now, before anyone's gonna ask in the comment section, what about his accessories? Well, he comes with 3 accessories. 2 of these cannons right there, and this piece right there that is connected in for the trailer. Those as his actual weapons. Unfortunately though, he does not come with his actual signature weapon. If you don't get that, you had to buy Swindle, which is kind of complete bullshit if you ask me. But that's how Hasbro does, to be honest with you, just to piss people off. But anyways, so here it is, Onslaught in his vehicle mode. Now, if you guys don't know who Onslaught is, he is actually the leader of the Combaticons. And trust me, I've been wanting to have Onslaught in my collection because I never actually have him since I was growing up, so yeah. So anyways, the paint and sculpted detailing on the vehicle mode does look fantastic. The dark blue right here with the military green right there, I think it's like a olive green or something, I'm not sure. Gray, silver, and other colors right here look fantastic. And I just want to say one thing, I think Hasbro did a great job making a modern version of Onslaught. Comparing this one right here with the Combaticon Wars version, which I don't have, this is longer than that one. Now, I am going to detach this because we're going to focus on this right here. And speaking of which, one of the issues with this one, of all the Onslaught figures, which the trailer in this, it does come off way too easily. I know some people don't like that, but unfortunately that's how it is. So yeah. So let's move the trailer out of the way because we want to show you guys the front of the vehicle mode first. So yeah, of Onslaught. So there we go. So like I said before, the painted sculpted detail on the vehicle mode looks amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you, I think Hasbro did a great job designing this one to give a more modernized look of it right here, because the last time we actually seen an Onslaught figure, it was during the Combaticon Wars version. Now, what you guys remember, the Combaticon Wars version of Onslaught was just a redeco and a slight retool of Defensor. Of course, Hotspot right there, which unfortunately I don't own that figure, but in the future I will probably get that. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, Onslaught and his vehicle mode right here at the front looks pretty amazing, and the camera's not even focusing on it. God damn it. Why you do this to me? Anyway, as I was saying, the vehicle mode does look fantastic. You could barely see anything of any robot cable showing off. Except for this part right here, which is spoiler alert, this is the robot feed, and the legs right there, but it actually does look very, very, very good being part of the truck mode. It's blended very well. And you can see the mechanical detail on the inside right there. You guys can see between the wheels, which, by the way, they are pinned. And I see a small spider crawling around in my background studio. But you can see the wheels are pinned, except for the front of it right here. And of course the trailers, and of course his trailer is not pinned in, so yeah. Looking at the bottom right here, you can see his head is showing off down here. But if you're not looking like actually looking down like this, you could barely even notice of it. And of course the fist does stick out, but if you look at the front right here, the fists somewhat do stick out, so that's kind of a bit dumb. He does roll pretty well. I want to mention one thing, and I'm not going to lie to you. This is a pretty good looking Onslaught. And his Decepticon symbol is in the bottom on the chest right there. Yes, unfortunately, you can see the rest of the other components right there for the robot mode. Back of the vehicle right here, it does show. It's going to look annoying, to be honest with you, so yeah. And I wish I could kind of add some a little bit more colors to it, just to break up a lot of the blue right there. Just my opinion, you know, a little bit more olive, a little bit more gray, silver, maybe a bit purple. I mean, I'm not sure, but it needs a little bit more breakup to it. So yeah. So pretty much that's it for the Onslaught. And also comparing this one with any other vehicles. He is a bit longer, but if you're comparing next to the Laser Optimus Prime, just the cab, that one is longer than this one. So yeah. So let's put Onslaught out of the way, and let's bring in the trailer right here, which is the main skeletal body for the combined form. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this look pretty amazing. Like, holy crap, Hasbro made a great work getting like a lot of details right there. Like you guys can see the diamond plated detail right there. Look fantastic. Unfortunately though, the one thing that kind of stick out like a sore thumb is the combiner fist down there, which is kind of sucks. And yes, these wheels right there, you guys can see, are not pinned wheeled. They're this right there. So that's also kind of suck. Also, here's the one thing about it that a lot of people don't know about this. Most do. There's an actual third wheel right there. Yeah, there's another wheel in the middle at the crotch area for the combined form. So that's actually pretty cool. Like this one is actually rolling on its own. And you can see this part right here, you can swivel side to side, and also you can bring it down right here to connect that in. But yeah, the turret piece right here, you guys can see this turret piece right here can go a full 360 degrees. That you guys can see. It can go a little bit up about this far, but you have to disconnect it and go like this, which just doesn't look great. So don't do that. And let's see, if you have Brawl right here, which unfortunately I am custom pinning that one, so I cannot do a show off of that. But if you put Brawl right here, Vortex, Blast Off, or Swindle, and you can see you can carry one of the Combaticons right there, which does look pretty cool. Or of course, if you have any Micromaster, Legend, or Legion class figures, they have like a little bit of storage right there, or some Micromasters. So yeah, that actually looks pretty cool. I wish this had some more paint to it, just my opinion. Which just kind of sucks. And you can see down here, the feet are corresponding on which combiner goes where, which it does look pretty cool. And we're attaching this back again. This one is longer, so that's actually pretty nice. The vehicle mode look fantastic, but for the transformation of the robot mode for this guy is actually pretty cool. And it's actually easy. So first thing to do is by detaching the trailer, and let's put it to the side, and we'll do the transformation after I'm done showing off the robot mode. But detach this part right here. So let's starting off by the feet by disconnecting the side of the vehicle right here. So disconnect this part. Next is to bring the legs down like so. So extend out the legs like so. Like you actually need to extend them out. Next is to swing these pieces like so. You want to bring them in like so. Now bring the feet down like that and bring the heel spurt out like that. And that's actually pretty nice right there. Ugh. Hold on a minute, I'll be right back. I gotta drink up some water very quick. I'm getting thirsty. Alright, there you go. Sorry about that. If you guys live in Texas, please make sure to drink a lot of water because The hot weather here in Texas is not fun. It's a living nightmare. Trust me. So, now you got the legs done. Well, somewhat. I feel like it's not straightened out yet. There we go. You actually had to straighten them out. Split the legs. You got the legs done. Now, focusing on the upper body, you want to attach the side of the vehicle right here on both sides. But to do so, you need to kind of somewhat fiddle a little bit right here. So, attach both sides right here. Bring the arms out. And bring this back. Because this is on a double hinge, but before you do that, you need to detach this. Bring this out. Now bring the head up back like that, because you actually want to fold everything in, which the transformation of this part right here is actually satisfying. So the first thing to do is by flipping out his guns right there. Bring them up like that. Next is by detaching all of this. Now this is on a double hinge here and here. What you want to do is to fold everything in right here. Now, you want to bring the Bruticus headed combiner right here. You want to bring it in like so. And this whole piece right here will connect it in. In my copy, for no reason, the connection part is not secure. Like, look at this. It's not secure. I don't know, am I doing it wrong or that's how it is for all Onslaught figure, but I don't think it's normal. Now this part right here, connect that in like so. You got that done. Next is probably straighten out the arms like so. Twist it around, face it forward. Bring up the fist like so. Twist it around like that. Bring the fist out like so. And double check everything, you got everything straightened out, because you never know when something's not straightened out. And there you have Onslaught in his vehicle mode. Robot mode, not vehicle mode. I'm so sorry. And look at that, the transformation of this figure right here is easy, simple, and holy crap, this is actually pretty satisfying. Now, looking over this one right here, comparing this one to the character model, he does look so fantastic, because if you guys remember, Onslaught has the guns on the back right there, of course representing like the G1 cartoon, but compared with the other Onslaught figure that came out back in the day, and the one we have from right here right now, this is a good looking Onslaught figure. Like, holy crap, this is pretty amazing. Now, you can see the head sculpt right here looks pretty cool, but you can barely see anything for the rest of the other head. Which, like I said before, I wish I could add some more colors just to break up a little bit. Just my opinion, so just saying. Like I said before, he does have the Decepticon symbol on the chest right there, which I did say is spoiler alert, but so here's the best thing about it. No kibble interfering from the back. Like, this is a perfect clean back right there. Unfortunately though, you do have some kibble at the side of the arms right there, and side of it, which it doesn't look pretty good, to be honest with you, but that's unfortunately how it is, the way it's designed, so there's nothing much about it. And of course, you can see the wheels on the vehicle mode right here does stick out on the legs, but it doesn't actually interfere anything, so that's actually pretty nice. And I'm actually pretty happy for this. Now, I did actually have a bit of an issue with this figure right here. For my copy, the head was stiff, like way too stiff. So a little bit of put a lubricant right here, and the result is actually pretty good. He is moving his head nice and smooth, perfectly well, so thank you God for that. So that's actually pretty nice. And speaking of head, articulation time. His head is on a ball joint, so it does go full 360 degrees right here. It can look up that far, down that far. You could pivot like a little bit of side to side, so that pretty much that's it. Both of the arms on a swivel, so it does go 360 degrees. It does go in and out. Bicep swivel right there. A 90-degree bend right there. Unfortunately, though, there's no wrist articulation, like going like this, up and down. Wrist only can go in and out like that, but that through the transformation, which just kind of sucks. He does have a nice waist joint right here. It does go full 360 degrees. The front skirt can go up and down like that, because you can move the legs forward, backwards, which by the way is on a ratchet, so listen to this. Satisfying for you guys. Does go in and out, thigh swivel, over 90-degree bend right here, and an ankle pivot over 90-degree like this, so you do get some good pose ability for this figure. And sadly, he does kind of look a bit lame without his weapon, so no signature weapon for this guy right here, which is pretty depressing. And this is actually a Voyager size class comparing with Servobolt, Motormaster, and any other Voyager class figure. He is, like I said, he is the Voyager class size figure from this one, so yeah. Sorry about that. So that pretty much that's it for the robot mode. Except for minus the issue with this head, like the connection part right here. The head is a bit too stiff, but like I said, I fixed it with the lubrication. Also, he does have some gaps between the back of the legs right there, but that's how it is for the combination mode, unfortunately. So yeah, and of course, the kibble on the inside of his arms right here, so that kind of sucks too. So yeah. So that pretty much does it for the robot mode right here, because now we're actually gonna getting on with his turret mode for this right here. Now, if you guys remember, each and every single Commander class combiners there's like a secret turret or base mode right here. So this one is going to be easy and simple. To do so is by come by down here. All you have to do is bring this out right here, and you want to detach both of them right here. They do disconnect easily. Now you want to have them like this, the wheel sticking up like that. This is what you wanted to do for the turret base mode. So that part is done. Bring this piece down like so. Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you, recording this while laying down is a giant pain in the ass to deal with. I really need to get a room to do this because it hurts so much right now. Okay, if enough bitching, you want to bring this like so, because you want all of this facing forward. Then you want to twist this part around so the combiner body can face actually forward right here. Next thing to do is by detaching, I think you need to detach this, because you want to bring all of this right here. Bring this down like so. Oh my god, my fucking body hurts so much recording laying down. Now, these parts right here, there's a peg right there and there's a tab that go into this part right here that you guys can see. Connect that in. The connection is actually nice and secure, like it's not coming out. Now you want to do the same thing on the other side, like so. Connect that bitch in, and be very careful what you're doing, because sometimes it does have a tendency to actually pop up by accident. Oh shit, no, hold on, let me actually fix this. Oh my god, I'm actually sweating so much right now. And there you go. You have Onslaught turret base mode, and here's the thing, like the actual original toy, he actually does have like a little base mode on it, which is absolutely amazing, like an homage to the original toy during the back of the day. And that's actually pretty awesome. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it looks okay, I guess. Yes, it does look stupid. Yes, that's part of the gimmick of this crap right there. Yes, it does not have his signature weapon, but I guess you can use this as a signature weapon for the time being. So yeah, there is some 5mm pegs on both sides right there, which if you compose Onslaught, line him up to actually, to actually have him holding that in. Like, doing so is the bitch to deal with. Come on. Oh, you dick. There, I think I got it. Somewhat. Well, there you go. fucking hell, that hurts. And like I said before, you can put Brawl, Swindle, Vortex, or Blast Off right here. So it look like it's resting right there while being healed while Onslaught is shooting. Yes, the turret mode can still do the 360 right there, which is actually pretty fun. But you can see everything right here. The combiner fist right here sticking out. The feet are down there, but it doesn't bother much. Anything right there. Yeah, the attack mode sucks so much. But I'm sorry, but it's gonna look a bit horrible if you ask me. But that's my kind of opinion. Now it's time for the main entree, which is the combined form. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the rest of the other Combaticons in my hands, mostly Vortex and Blast Off. But like I said, I do have Brawl, but I am actually busy custom painting that figure, so he's not finished. So I'm gonna go pause the video, transform him back to his vehicle mode, and let's actually do the combined form. So yeah. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I had to actually sit up for this because, like I said, the combined form is crazy. Which, by the way, it is a bit kind of complex. Mostly is just the whole body because the instruction that Hasbro made barely made any sense. I'm not even joking with you. So, first thing first is by focusing on the skeletal system. So let's move Onslaught out of the way. First thing first is by flipping these pieces up because he actually want to move this out of the way. But first is by detaching the arms right there. Okay, so bring in the feet straighten out like that. Which, by the way, this is going to be the heels of the combined form. Next is by straightening out this. And you want to flip these panels back right there. Now you want to detach this, the legs right there, actually detach them. And you want to twist this around. So you got the legs done. Now for the body, you want to connect this part right here. Like actually connect it in. Now flip this up like here, bring this out, and you want to twist the whole body around to face forward. Don't forget to bring the crotch, the front skirt down like that. Detach both sides right there. Then open the body right here, and just leave it up for now because you need Onslaught for this. Now for the combiner hand, split this like so. And it had the same connection point like the two aerial bots for Superion. Now, first thing first is by extend all of this. So on tab, these should have done. Untap these right here and check which side is it. So I think this is the left side. I think. Hold on a minute. I'm still having some. Alright, gotta detach all of that. Then you want to check which one is which. So this is the left side of the arm. Now twist the fist around, straighten out like that, and put that to the side for now. And you want to do the same thing on the other side. Come on. Extend that out. And this is the right side. Twist the hand around. You want to extend the bottom part down there. It's on a double hinge, by the way, on both sides. So yeah, you got the right side done. Now to focus on Onslaught, which, like I said, the instruction didn't make any sense, and he is a bit of like a little bit complex. So be prepared what you're trying to deal with. So yeah. Okay, so to do so is by detaching all this right here, because you actually want to straighten out the legs. And split them like so. Okay, so you want to untab the both sides of the vehicle like so. So bring the gun out like you're doing for the robot mode, but this time we're doing the combined form. So attach all of this. Fucking hell. Come on. You want to untap this, bring this out. You want to unclip that in. Now, bring Bruticus' head out. Is on a hinge, like so. Twist Onslaught head facing back. Bring the head down. Next is by bring the whole combiner head in. Make sure this connected in, which by the way, for some reason in my copy, feel like it doesn't want to actually plug it in. Now you want to fold all of this in here, connect it like so, like you did to the robot mode. And you want to bring this piece up like so. You have to bring it actually up. Now, for the hands, you want to bring it like this. But this also, you need to bring out the... You want to have the... let's see. I think you might want to have the... you want to have the headlights back facing like this. Because the instruction doesn't show you to do so. So you want to actually have it facing like this. You want to do this to the other side. Because you want these tabs right there to connect it to this part right there. Which is actually pretty important. So bring this like so. And pretty much that's it for that. Now this whole thing right there, like I said, is a bit complex. Because this right here is actually on a double hinge. So yeah, but first you want to flip this in, I think, or just leave it out. Don't remember, but bring it like that. Then you want to bring it up like so. Oh, I faced it the wrong way. No, wait, I'm doing it right. Sorry about that. You want to bring it up like so and be very careful with it. Now, this piece right here, you want to bring it actually in. And you want to close this part up. Which, forgot to mention one thing, showing up the transformation. There's a small peg right there that you can see. A little tidbit to go into this part right here. This hexagon shape right there. But anyways, you want to bring all of this up very carefully. And do so. Make sure this connected in nice and securely. And you want to double check everything, and I mean actually everything, before you do anything else. Now, you want to do the same thing on the other side. Bring it in. Start losing your mind. And cry for your sake. Because this is a pain in the fucking ass. And I'm sweating so much right now. Okay. Oh my fucking god, okay. I'm gonna close this up. Make sure, connect that in. Make sure you straighten out the head also, by the way. So you got that done. Let's bring in the body right here. Now you want to bring the camera up a bit so you can see. This will gonna go in right here. Like so. Oh, you little shit. Why are you doing this to me? I have to do it off camera now. Now there we go. When you hear a snap like this connecting it in, that's connecting. Now these tabs these little tabs right there, you can barely see. You can connect the Onslaught chest right there. It's on a hinge, by the way, so flip it up like that and connect it in. And I mean literally connect it in. Now, all of this right here, you need to actually connect. This peg will go into this peg hole. You can barely see it, probably not. And connect that part in. And you want to flip up his guns right there. You actually want to connect them in. So, don't even know if I'm doing it right. Probably not. Yeah, there we go. Just want to actually connect that in. So you got that done. Next, bring by the arms and make sure. Okay. And don't forget to fold the wheels in like so. I forgot to mention one thing, but fold the wheels in. Connect the arm. Like so. Feel like I'm doing something wrong here. Well, flip it in. Connect it here. Like so. And there you have Onslaught in his combined form, which is known as Bruticus. Holy crap, like I said, the transformation of this figure for combined form is a giant pain to deal with. I'm not even joking. Anyways, looking all of this right here, you guys can see it looks pretty cool. Except he has no shins. If you guys remember on Twitter, a lot of people saying this is Cotton Hill, because remember, he doesn't have any shins, and this is Cotton Hill without the shins. Yes, it's kind of fucked up, and yes, it's kind of funny, but god damn, it does look pretty cool. Now, like I said, the skeleton system right here does look pretty weird. By the way, the head sculpt is fantastic. I do love the looks of it right here. Not only you can see like you have a lot of the gray showing up right here, but you do have a little bit of purple, mostly focusing on the chest right here. So I wish I could add some like a little bit more of the rest of the other limbs right there, even at the inside. Just my opinion, to be honest with you, but yeah, that pretty much that's it. And it does have the nice Decepticon symbol right here in the middle of the chest, which is actually pretty nice. And coming to the back of it right there, you can barely see anything right there, which, by the way, for the combined form of Brawl and Swindle, you can store their signature weapons at the back right here, and some of it on the side right there. So that's actually pretty nice, to be honest with you. And yes, it has the ability to remove this one, and you can plug it in with any Combiner Wars or Power of the Prime limbs right down there. So that's actually pretty nice. And of course, you can actually detach this part right here if you're trying to do some awesome dynamic posts right there, which is actually pretty cool. Mostly people, I think, have them up like that, which it does look pretty weird at the back of it right there, but I would just leave it dangling like that for now. And speaking of articulation, head is on a ball joint, so it does go full 360 degrees right here. Can go look up and down, you can pivot side to side, and pretty much that's it. Both of the arms on a ratchet joint, so listen to this. Full 360, in and out, pretty lovely. Swivel the bicep right here. 90-degree bend right there. Swivel at the wrist. Full 360 degrees. Okay, somehow I didn't even pay attention. The recording is stopped, so I'm a complete dumbass. So, anyways, like I already said about full 360 degrees on the wrist right over there. Swivel at the waist right here, full 360 degrees. You guys can see. The front skirt can go up and down like that. I know my hair is in the way, so sorry about that. But you can move up and down because you can go forward, about back that far, in and out, thigh swivel right there, full 360 degrees. Perfect 90-degree bend right there. And this is part of ankle pivot right here because, of course, that's looking a bit weird and disgusting, but yeah. And that pretty much that's it for the articulation. You can do much of the articulation for awesome, cool postability of this, but you're kind of a bit limited, so do what you gotta do much of it. Not to lie to you, the combined form of Onslaught right here looks pretty fantastic, but it is a giant pain to deal with during combined form, so yeah. So anyways, I'm going to transform him back to robot mode because now is time for the final result. And I pretty much just said so, yeah. So I'll pause the video one more time and give you guys my final result and the final posing. Before I actually do continue on transforming this, I kind of messed up the step by this part right here. You want to actually have the front light sticking down like this. Like this right here, because there's two tabs on both sides right there that I need to connect it in right there. So I kind of messed up the transformation of that one, so I do apologize for that, but I will probably do the actual proper transformation of Onslaught. Like I said before, I need to get Swindle so I can do the actual combined form, so I do want to apologize for that for you guys, so yeah, so I'll be right back once again. Alright, here's the final puzzle I can get for now. So overall, Onslaught is a good figure, and if you guys want to get this figure because if you like the character, or if you guys want to complete all the Combaticons in your collection, or just for this toy line, this is the one for you. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to end this right here, so have fun, stay safe, as I'm always, I'm out.